looking at the design first off, I just wanted to make sure that whatever I did was chiming with the brand identity that we had for the competition. I knew that it needed to be modern, I knew it needed to be contemporary, so I knew straight away which kind of area it had to live in. So it was important that we use some of the WSL brand in the trophy mark, and then looking at how we can implement maybe part of that into the trophy, and then there's this area at the top which seemed the most natural bit to choose. You can see how that's held in the top of the trophy, so if I turn that off and then pan out, it gives you the idea of how the trophy builds into to include the brand. There were some initial sessions with Thomas Light, who are the silversmith of the trophy, and I needed to get some technical information, some background as to how I could work and if indeed what I drew would be buildable. So it was important to do some initial sessions with Kevin over there.
Once we received the designs, we would then have a look at it, try to sort of identify any problems that would be there in production, whether it would be practical as a trophy. But in this instance, there was very little to do on that. It's things that wouldn't be visual, just some of the techniques that we've got to use to produce this. But at that stage, it left very little for us to do other than just the process of producing this by hand. Materials that we work with is, if in the case of the silver one, we're working with standard silver, which is the quality by the London SA office is recognised. We buy that in all different forms, usually in sheet form and wires, etc. To use. But basically, once it comes to us in that condition, it's then up to us to use the tools and stakes that you'll see around the workshop to form it into the shapes that you'll recognise as a trophy. We will use silver solders to join pieces of metal together. It's the way that we will bring those together. But the processes that we use will be hammering, piercing out by means of saws, and using the lathe for certain turn-ins. And then eventually it all goes into the polishing shop, where it takes expertise polishing to be able to get it to what we recognise as bright and shiny silver. Well, as you would expect, every article that you make is different, so there's never actually a set format to something. But following along the lines, you've got to turn around and say, from beginning to end of something like this as a bespoke piece, you could be absorbing maybe 100 hours from conception to completion of the trophy. I think is a radical new trophy. It's totally away from the traditional two-handled trophies that you would see in the showcase at the FA. But I think it's a new millennium, new trophy, and I think it sort of embodies what the women's football is all about.
Yeah, I was very proud to see it the other day in the FA trophy cabinet, and to walk past it, and it's a massive achievement for me to have done that.
We're fortunate at the Thomas Light workshops to be involved with all iconic trophies, lots of the sporting trophies that you see, and it never takes away that hair on the back of the neck feeling when you see one of your trophies or something you've been involved in being presented, or one of these superstars that is receiving it. Yes, it is always that moment of pride, which is a unique thing with our trade. It's something that it never seems to go away, and I hopefully it never does.